Hi, my name is Wilson Pun. I'm a real estate attorney in New York, and I've been practicing for over 10 years now, and I'm here to help.
So today we're going to talk the offer, which is a serious process for buying a house. So my first question for you is, would you suggest that a client to make an offer?
So when it comes to making an offer, timing-wise, you would probably look towards your agent for guidance. Sometimes it depends on if there is a new open house. If it's a hot property after the open house, you may need to make an offer as fast that evening because the seller may be looking to accept an offer right then and there if there are multiple parties coming out to an open house. If it's a property that's been sitting on the market for a while, they haven't had as much traffic, then you would be able to, at your leisure, maybe look at the property and sort of take other considerations into account before you give an offer. So you have a bit more time if the property's been sitting on the market for longer. So that's generally the rule of thumb. If it looks like when you go see the property at an open house, there's a lot of traffic, a lot of potential competitive bidders, then you got to move quickly. But if it's been a while and there's not that much interest in it, then you'll have a little bit more time if it's a property that you're looking to consider to make your offer.
So is there anything you would suggest the buyer to know from the legal perspective before they actually put down an offer on a house?
As far as what you're paying attention to, I think it's more what all the terms of your actual offer are. So there's different ways to craft an offer based on what the seller's needs are. So I think one important tip is to always speak with your agent and maybe get an idea from the listing agent what the seller's needs are, what they're looking for, why they're moving, what their closing window is. Maybe they got another job offer and they need to sell the house immediately in order to use those funds to close somewhere else. So for example, if you're able to offer them a very quick turnaround time on all cash close, something that's under 30 days, even if, for example, your offer price is less than another offer that may require getting financing, that may require getting a mortgage contingency, that may take 60 days, the seller will look at your offer and say, this is a higher probability chance to close and close quicker. And because they need the funds, instead of waiting for a higher offer to maybe or maybe not get that financing and close another 30 days out, they may go with your offer and select yours, even though it's priced lower. So always take those factors into account.
What are some key elements that you should address when making an offer?
So besides non-monetary factors, I just spoke about some key elements you're looking at in terms of pricing your offer. A lot of that information is going to come from your agent and your agent's experience based on what the comparable homes have sold in the current market in the recent time period. So you're looking at properties similar to your own home that have sold, maybe within the past 3-6 months, 1 year or so. So your agent will provide you with similar comparables, or if you're adventurous, you want to go on the market and look at prices of sold homes recently, you can sort of make your own comparison. So for example, if you're looking for a 3-bed, 2-bath in a certain neighborhood that you're trying to price and make an offer on, you will look up to 6 months or even a year sometimes, depending on location and liquidity of the market, at how the homes have been doing, how they've been selling at, what price they've been selling at, to sort of determine what price you should be offering for this home. So if other homes, for example, there have been other 3-bed, 2-bath homes, multiple of them that closed over the past 2 months. You take a look at that price, you take a look at the condition. Are those sold homes in better conditions than yours? Are there newly remodeled kitchens, bedrooms, bathrooms, or are they in worse conditions than yours? So you can sort of price that in as well, sort of what it would cost to remodel certain areas, try and get a flat figure in your head and adjust that in your offer price. But at the end of the day, when you're looking at those comparables from previously or prior sold homes, you're trying to get an idea of price per square foot. So square footage in the same bed, bath count of a home is going to sort of guide you on what is the most appropriate offer to make in a market, assuming that the market is in the same state it was when those previous homes went into contract.
Do you need to provide anything else, like offering conditions such as mortgage contingency, inspection contingency, closing timeline, the other elements that are usually addressed in the offer?
So back to non-monetary terms as far as what you're offering in your actual purchase offer. So the first would be a mortgage contingency. So do you need financing? While it's not uncommon to ask for a mortgage contingency, just know that if you do need financing, of course, you're going to come in a bit behind anyone else who may not have a mortgage contingency or is offering all cash. The reason being, a mortgage contingency would allow a purchaser, if their mortgage gets denied, to back out of the contract and get your down payment back. In the eyes of a seller, this is a risk to them because now they have to put the house back on the market if one of their purchasers fell through. And timing-wise, it may put them later on in a housing sale cycle, in which case it disadvantageously affect them. So having an all-cash offer there is more helpful. If you do need financing, is definitely something I would advise as well, because whether you're behind or ahead of other offers, at the end of the day, you do want to make sure you protect your down payments and that you don't take unnecessary risk. But if you do have financing set up, or if you're very confident that you will get financing, that nothing will go wrong, and you're willing to take that risk as a purchaser, then you can discuss with your agent whether or not it'd be appropriate to sort of waive that mortgage contingency to put your offer a little bit further ahead. As for inspection contingencies, in New York, we typically don't really have inspection contingencies built into the contract. If a purchaser wants to do a home inspection on a property before they buy it, typically once your offer is accepted, that's the time when you would bring in and arrange for a home inspection. And the home inspection will hopefully just confirm that everything you saw in a visual inspection, what you see is what you get. But if the home inspection reveals anything that was not visually available when you did your initial walkthrough, such as water damage that the naked eye couldn't see, any sort of mold or structural damage, things that you couldn't have possibly known during when you made the offer, then you can sort of use that inspection to go back to the seller and say, look, I know I offer and we accepted this price, but I wasn't informed of these defects, and this isn't something that I could have initially seen. So I want to sort of go back and negotiate the price, either have the seller remediate the issues that are causing you concern that's revealed in the inspection, or talk about reduction in the cash price to accommodate those issues that we now see in an inspection. So if the seller is open to that, great, then you'll be able to continue on and sign a contract with either the reduced price or for seller to cure those items. If the seller is not open to that and they say, look, we're not going to fix any of those issues, it's property is being sold as is regardless of what the results of your inspection are, then as a purchaser you can decide whether or not you want to continue or you want to sort of back away from that. And since you haven't signed the contract yet, it's not really anything difficult to sort of back away and now withdraw your offer based on these findings from the inspection. But as the seller, they're going to have to relist and sell the property anyway, and assuming a new purchaser comes along, those issues aren't going to be resolved, they're still going to be there. So a new purchaser will also be in the same position that the original purchaser was, as far as what to do with whatever a home inspection discloses.